Welcome to the Bobby Brown and Stephen Plofker Gymnasium here in the heart of Boston, Massachusetts for a Saturday afternoon matchup between the Tufts Jumbos and the Emerson Lions. These two teams have met up frequently over the last few years. Tufts defeating Emerson 87-70 at Tufts, their last meeting December 5th of last year. I'm Avi Kogloff, joined here with Johnny Manaki. Johnny, how are you today, my man?
I'm good to be here, and I think we're going to have an absolute great game on hand today. Avi, I'm looking at Luke Rogers and senior Eric Savage. 16 points a game last year as a junior. He's their senior leader. I think he's going to be a guy that, could be poised for a big game.
Well, let's get you the starting lineups first for the Jumbos. Number 2 is Justin Kuyumjin. Number 13 is Carson Cohen. Number 22 is Brennan Morris. Number 32 is Luke Rogers. And number 33 is Eric Savage. For the Emerson Lions, number 2 is Trevor McLean. Number 4 is Jack O'Connor. Number 5, Nate Martin. Number 10, Zach Waterhouse. And Jared Houston wearing number 23. They had to get the shot clock set, and that's why there was a delay. But we are now ready for some playing time, and the tip is won by the Jumbos. Glad you're aboard here on Emerson Channel Sports as the Jumbos control early on. An inside cut there for the left-handed shot is wild. That shot is Carson Cohen's, and he knocks down the early three.
Well, we saw the bodies down low, Houston and the big man Rogers. That's going to be a matchup I'm watching all day. A lot of guys in Division III can't match up with Houston, but Tufts matches well.
McLean gets an open look, not able to get that to go. Rebounded by Rogers. Cohen moving quickly. The trailer is Morris, who misses. And this is an Emerson team, Johnny, that likes to get out and run. They scored 99 points in each of their first 2 games.
Yeah, and it's usually coming from the starters. The starters average 76 points per game for Emerson right now. So these guys are a lineup that have good chemistry, and they're looking to always be aggressive.
Emerson beat Gordon 99-79 on Tuesday in their last game. For Tufts, this is their season opener. And a drive and dish to Rogers, and that's a jump ball. Good job by Houston to get his hand in there, and the possession will go to the Lions.
Great hands by Houston. We've seen it time and time again from the sophomore. This guy is a defensive paint protector, and he is going to really have a tough matchup there with Luke Rogers down low.
McLean brings it up for the Lions. A quick history between these two teams. Emerson has not beaten Tufts since November 22nd of 2013, right here in the Brown and Plofker Gymnasium when Emerson won that game 78-71.
I find that wild to believe, but I mean, this is a matchup that Tufts has had the better of Emerson.
And Johnny, we were talking before the game of how consistently good Tufts athletics has been, as an up and under move is good with the left-handed layup by Luke Rogers.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Luke Rogers he matches really well with Jared Houston. We're going to continue to watch that matchup all day, Avi.
Ball knocked out of bounds. It stays Emerson ball. And playing in the NUMAC, Johnny, Emerson doesn't really have a lot of teams that can match its size. There's a lot of guys who are 6'5", 6'6", and taller, but Tufts, they got a couple of guys, starting with Rogers at 6'8". They got Taylor at 6'10" coming off the bench. They have a couple other guys who are 6'8". They got some size.
They've got a good 1-2 punch, but so do we, with Ben Holding off the bench, as you see the steal there from Tufts.
Easy layup on the other end from Carson Cohen, and Tufts has scored the first 7 points of this game.
You got to calm down. There it is.
O'Connor with the first points of the game for the Lions as he banks in a driving shot.
We said they like to run quick, Avi. We saw it there. Jack O'Connor just taking it all the way to the rim.
Kuyumjin dishes. Here's Eric Savage, blocked at the rim by Jared Houston, and here come the Lions. And a swipe at the ball by Tufts, and that's a foul. That's going to be on Savage. Now Eric Savage, the only senior on this team, as you see O'Connor get fouled there on the fast break. And Savage, he's the only senior. He's 6'3", from South Brunswick, New Jersey. He was their top player last season. He averaged 16 points a game, about 6.5 rebounds, and about 3.5 assists a game. Also a steal a night. So he's the guy that they're leaning on for the season as O'Connor misses a 3.
Also an all-conference selection. So this guy, he plays in the NESCAC, one of the best conferences in all Division III. He plays a lot of good players, and he is a very good player.
Waterhouse from the right wing, no good, bumped into by his own man. And Tufts will bring it right back down the court.
That's a good open shot, though, from Waterhouse. He usually knocks that down.
Corner 3 is missed by Savage. Waterhouse with it again, and McLean resets. Inside to Houston. McLean in the corner. They got 15 seconds on the shot clock. Houston with the left hand, and that's short.
That's a good patient possession, though. I like that shot. Houston makes that often. I think as time goes on, he's going to make that shot later in this game.
A high pick and roll there by the Tufts. Morris with a jab step, in trouble, and backs it up, half the shot clock remaining. And this Tufts team is cool, calm, and under control early on. A catch and shoot 3 is up and in. That's Brennan Morris, and Tufts leads 10-2.
Beautiful screen for a good shooter. Brendan Morris, you said, shot it well last year from 3, and he's got to be a guy that Emerson's locked in on.
Martin with a fake. He drives with the right hand, left it short. Rebounded by Rogers. And moving down the court quickly are the Jumbos. And O'Connor got a little too aggressive with the reach-in.
This game is fast-paced, which often Emerson actually plays pretty well in. But I think Tufts is coming out more aggressive, and they're playing at a pace that might be a little too quick for Emerson right now.
Max Oppenheim in the game for the Jumbos, and Tyler Aronson also checking in. Nate Martin sits down for the Lions as Ben Holding comes in, and Aronson comes in and shuffles his shoes. That's a turnover.
Can't do that, Avi. You cannot do that.
Cannot shuffle your shoes. This is not the dance floor. And McLean will reset with his team down 10-2. And a lot of emotion coming from the Tufts bench as Holding got knocked down. He drives on Oppenheim. 14 seconds on the shot clock now. O'Connor, interior pass. And that's James Beckwith, who's also in the game for the first time. He misses a 3. McLean has the rebound taken from him. And that pass was thrown at Morris's feet. McLean picks it up. He's got one man in front of him. He drives, and he gets the foul. And the Tufts bench did not like that call.
Coach is upset about that call. Somebody needs to tell him to relax. It's a little too early to be arguing with the refs. Great defense there by the Lions. McLean picks it off, runs it to the rack, and draws a foul.
And that would be head coach Bob Sheldon in his 32nd season with the team for the Tufts Jumbos. 448 wins. The program's best, obviously. The last 9 seasons, they've had double-digit wins, including 5 NCAA tournament appearances over his span with the team and 3 trips to the Sweet 16. They have a storied program.
I mean, and you got to pay your respects to Bob Sheldon. I mean, this guy, 448 wins, 32 seasons with the team. One of the elite coaches in the Northeast, really.
And also, if you look at, Trevor McLean right here, on that fast break, you got the 5'8 McLean going at the 6'10 Jason Taylor. Or, excuse me, the 6'8 Max Oppenheim. I mean, that's a foot difference, and he's still going right at him trying to get the foul as he knocks down both free throws.
And we talked about this before the game. We think this team is best when Trevor McLean is aggressive, finding his shot. And that is a sight we like to see as fans when Trevor McLean is going at a 6'8 defender. A foot difference.
Savage gets a left-handed layup to go as he strolls down the paint. Holding gets a look from the left wing, and he knocks it down. Ben Holding, or as my good friend Bailey Kennedy would like to say, Benny Buckets for 3.
The big fella can shoot. We know this. In his 4th season here with the Lions, the big fella has a nice stroke from out deep.
And Morris trying to catch and shoot, gets a screen up top and a whistle. And Emerson gets called for the foul. It's going to be on Holding. That's his first. And a couple of substitutions. McLean and Waterhouse will sit as Chad DiCenzo and Jack O'Connor come in. Morris will take a seat in the game for the first time as junior guard Will Brady for the Jumbos. And Brady drives, passes stripped. Oppenheim got the ball taken from him, and now Martin has it for Emerson.
Great hands by O'Connor down low, playing with the big fellas down there.
And Beckwith's pass to Holding is intercepted. Aronson has it. Carson drives with the right hand. A nice finish off the glass.
That's a tough finish in traffic, but we know Tufts, they are able to make these tough shots.
DiCenzo with it now. A lot of spacing so far as O'Connor gives a jab step, a drive, dishes it out in the corner. Bounce pass on the elbow. Martin is true. Nate Martin's first points of the ball game.
Chad DiCenzo off the bench, but leading the team in assists. You see it there with a beautiful bounce pass to Nate Martin, who cans that, Jay.
DiCenzo averaging 6 assists a game through 2, and Aronson.
Wow.
And a blocking foul call. That was on Holding. You don't like that call, Johnny?
I mean, I guess the feet were in the restricted area, but he looked like he had position.
And Jared Houston will check back in. Holding has 2 fouls. Eric Savage will leave, as will Max Oppenheim. And back on the court is Luke Rogers. And also on the court is Dylan Thorner, and that ball is tipped up and in by Rogers. Dylan Thorner making his collegiate debut, the freshman from Irvine, California.
Interesting fact here, Max Oppenheim, the guy that just checked out, the big fella for Tufts, actually attended the same high school as Nate Martin. Pretty interesting.
Wow, that is called your research.
That's what we do, Avi.
And Martin, he was fouled on that drive. That's going to be on Will Brady, his first. Martin knocks it down, and Johnny, I mean, this is an Emerson squad. Head coach Bill Curley, last year's NUMAC Coach of the Year. He had this team playing fast and furious early on, but their offense has slowed to a pace that they're not used to right now.
Well, they're playing a team that, wow.
A slam dunk down the lane by Luke Rogers. 2 hands for safety.
Yeah, absolute monster dunk there by Luke Rogers. He's energized with the Tufts bench. But yeah, you just said it, Avi. This is a team that their offense is starting out slow. However, they're only down 7. And yes, it's early, down 7. I think they're going to slowly find their way into this game.
Head coach Bill Curley, the 2019 NUMAC Coach of the Year in his 6th season with the program as the head coach. And he's got to get his guys back together in this one. They find themselves down 7. Usually, he's not the first one to call the timeout in the game, but he is the first one to call timeout. He's got to get his guys regrouped.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think this is a great timeout. 12:40 to go in the first here. Down 7. Offense is a little slow right now, but you've got a good lineup. DiCenzo running the point. Beckwith being able to shoot. I think right now, Coach Curley is going to call up a play to get one of his shooters open.
Martin, Houston, Beckwith, O'Connor, and DiCenzo is what's on the court for Emerson. Aronson, Chris Carson, Will Brady, Dylan Thorner, and Luke Rogers on the court for the Jumbos. Interior pass there by Houston. Backing down O'Connor. He fades. That shot no good. Foul for the rebound, and that's going to be a whistle on Jared Houston.
Now, I know Jack O'Connor can make that shot. We've seen it throughout his 4 years here at Emerson, but I don't know if that's the best shot, backing down, fading away against a bigger defender.
And DiCenzo will apply a little bit of pressure here in the backcourt.
Things are just a little too quick on offense for Emerson right now. I think we need to find the best shot and not rush on the shot clock.
The drive kick in the corner, an open 3. That one rimmed out for Aronson. Martin cracks down the rebound, and a block is called on Carson. And Coach Bob Sheldon not a fan of that call.
We've seen him pretty animated so far on that Tufts bench.
Well, you watch before the game when the referees and the coaches are talking. That's the friendliest they get. Once the game starts, it's all business.
Absolutely.
Off a screen, here's Zach Waterhouse back in the game. And Houston dishes to Chenzo from the elbow. Contested shot, and he knocks it down.
I talked to Chad earlier this week. I'm actually in a marketing class with Chad. He's been struggling shooting all season, only made 2 shots so far, but he said he's going to continue to knock down shots.
Cohen on the drive. He's in trouble, picked up his dribble, and O'Connor with a bump. And that's second foul on Jack O'Connor. A lot of early whistles in this one, and that's 5 team fouls now on Emerson. They're close to getting the bonus already.
Yeah, you don't want to be in the bonus with 10 minutes to go in the first half.
Eric Savage back in the game as Carson Cohen takes a seat. Brady thought about the 3. The hesitation, dribble, drive, and the finish from Dylan Thorner.
Houston wasn't able to switch down low quick enough, and just a clear lane to the bucket.
O'Connor guarded by Savage. Martin interior feed to Houston. He rises for the shot. It's short. Good defense there by Rogers. Dribble handoff there. Interior pass Rogers, and he's fouled by Jared Houston. That's 2 fouls on Jared Houston now. So
Right.
Connor has 2, Houston has 2, and Ben Holding has 2 fouls.
Yeah, absolutely, and it seems like the big men for Tufts are getting the best of the big men for Emerson. As you see, Jalen Agodo will check in here, try to give Luke Rogers a tough look.
Jalen Agado will check in, and Houston will take a seat. And head coach Curley already using a plethora of bigs, which he'll have to in this one. Rogers missing on that one. He's had a good start to this ball game so far. Rogers with 7 points and 7 rebounds already. Agado. Waterhouse on the baseline. Zach Waterhouse for 2. They got to get him going.
Good cut by Waterhouse. Found an open J, and he's going to knock that down every single time.
The 2019 NUMAC Rookie of the Year. Knocking it down the baseline. Averaged 16.5 points a game last year. Agado jumps in there with a nice steal. And O'Connor is bumped and fouled. That's going to be on Tyler Aronson. Max Oppenheim checks back in, replacing Rogers, and McLean will replace DiCenzo.
Tyler Aronson, yes, he's not a starter this year, but he started and played in all 26 games that the Jumbos played last year. As a freshman, averaged 10 a game and shot 40% from 3. So this is a kid that can play, even though he's coming off the bench.
Well, Aronson just got called for his second foul as O'Connor will be the one going to the free throw line. Jack O'Connor, last year's NUMAC tournament's most outstanding player. He made second team all-conference last year. Coming into this game, he's averaging 19 points, 8 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 50% shooting from the floor, 58.3% from deep, and he's nearly an 82% free throw shooter. He's doing it all.
Yeah, he is. He's not missing this season, and we've seen it early. Jack O'Connor, leading scorer last year, even with Jeffrey Gray on the team. Jack O'Connor was still the leading scorer. This kid is a scorer, and what's impressive to me is the fact that he's grabbing 8 rebounds a game. So he's battling with the big fellas down low, too.
O'Connor and Ben Holding, the only seniors on this team. Ben Allen, the freshman, checking in for Emerson for the first time.
I think that's a good matchup. Ben Allen, pretty big in size, can finish down low, can shoot from outside. I think he's going to help this team.
Brennan Morris knocks it down. Tufts leads 23-17 as we're in the second half of the first half. Under 10 minutes remaining in this half. Interior pass Agado, and he was tied up by Morris, and that's a jump ball. It will go to the Jumbos.
Wow. That's great hands by Brennan Morris down low.
Will Brady takes a seat. Carson Cohen back in the game for the Jumbos. Thorner brings it up for Tufts. Morris guarded there by Waterhouse. Savage passed to Oppenheim, but he lost it. Although it did hit off of Agado, and it will stay Jumbo's ball. Missed opportunity there for Tufts.
Talk about a beautiful no-look dime bounce pass. They couldn't corral it.
Oppenheim couldn't control it. Morris fading and knocking it down. Brennan Morris with a couple of nice shots.
Tough shot by Morris. He's up to 7 points now.
McLean on the right wing. Martin with a jab step, guarded by Savage. In trouble. Agado rises and hits Jalen Agado, getting big minutes here in the first half, scoring on his first shot attempt.
Agado, not the guy you think of to really provide scoring, but they need it, and that's a big shot for him.
Thorner misses a three, rebounded by the Lions. Emerson down 6. McLean on the dribble drive. He goes up. Wild shot. Did not get the whistle. And here come the Jumbos. Cohen driving on Agado. Gets some space inside to Oppenheim. That pass is deflected. Morris comes up with it. And a foul called on Brennan Morris. He pushed off with the left hand.
Again, we see head coach Bob Sheldon animated on the bench. He did not like that call whatsoever.
A wild sequence there as Thorner goes to the bench. Casey McLaren in the game for the first time for the Jumbos. The freshman Newburyport, Mass native, making his collegiate debut. Allen with it, now to Waterhouse, guarded by Morris. Finds Allen, who goes up strong and finishes up the glass.
There it is. I talked about it. I think Ben Allen can provide great scoring for this team off the bench. Good size right around 6'7", good down low, and can even knock down the three from outside.
Emerson within 4. Savage on the left wing. Martin tips it away. Loose ball. He's got it. Up ahead to Waterhouse. Waterhouse in the drive. Reverse layup is good. Zach Waterhouse with an acrobatic move in transition, sparked by great defense from Nate Martin.
Air Waterhouse. How long did he hang in the air for? What a brilliant finish from the sophomore.
And some energy coming from that Lions bench as Cohen drives and he was fouled.
He got him. Got him right across the head there.
That's going to be a foul on Agado, his first, and yet another foul by an Emerson big. But a great defense to offense transition game there from Martin to Waterhouse.
I mean, you love the good aggressive hands from the Lions, creating transition where we said, Avi, that's where they're the best, in transition, fast-paced.
Max Oppenheim will sit. Luke Rogers will come back in. Good things seem to happen for Tufts when he's in the game. Chad DiCenzo replaces McLean, and Carson Cohen missed both free throws there. Martin with a cross. And Waterhouse will reset in the corner. Martin in trouble. He's got to throw it away. Savage will take it himself, banks it up and in, and the foul. Eric Savage. We haven't said his name a lot today, but he gets one to go there.
Emerson just not disciplined right now. That's their 8th foul of the half.
Agado checks out and O'Connor checks in. Justin Kiyumjin back in the game for Tufts as Morris takes a seat. Savage completes the and one. He's got 5 points. And O'Connor was not expecting that pass from DiCenzo right there.
It's a good thing O'Connor has good hands.
And he gets fouled on the shot before. And that's going to be a foul on McLaren.
Both teams here. 8 fouls.
Not a lot of points so far in this game with 6:55 left. As O'Connor will step to the line, where again he came into this game shooting almost 82% from the free throw line as he rattles home the first.
When you're a team, Avi, averaging 99 points per game, I don't think you come into this game and only think you'll score about 30 at halftime.
Probably not, but that's the situation right now that both teams have. A couple of Lions in foul troubles. O'Connor is true yet again. The Lions off to a great start from the free throw line, 8 for 8. And of course, the next one they miss will be my fault.
Well, it's the little things. I mean, free throws, you make your free throws, you get your offensive and defensive rebounds, you're going to have a chance in the game no matter what.
And McLaren missed the shot. The rebound goes to Rogers, but he gets called for the foul. And that will be more free throws, I believe, for Emerson. This is one way to get yourself back in the game, and you're sending Jack O'Connor right back to the line,
where he has made quite a home for himself.
The Jumbos right now are 12 of 20 from the floor. That's 60% shooting, and yet this is a three-point game with O'Connor at the line. Good on the first, and the home crowd is starting to slowly fill in the seats here at the Brown and Plofker Gymnasium. Right after this one, we've got a 3 o'clock matchup with the women's team tipping off soon after. Their game will start very soon after the conclusion of this. O'Connor knocks down both free throws. It's a one-point game.
You need a good possession on defense here if you're the Lions.
And Savage shuffled his shoes. He can't do that. Another turnover, and the Lions have the chance to take their first lead of the game. Tufts needs a timeout.
Yeah, they do. They do. Their offense has been a little lackluster these past couple minutes here, and they definitely need this timeout. I think this timeout will suit Emerson well too. Time to draw up a play, maybe get this lead early.
Again, though, Emerson now is 10 for 10 from the free throw line. There's a couple of guys in foul trouble. O'Connor, Holding, Houston, 2 fouls apiece. Jared Houston, he's been shut down today so far. No points, no rebounds. He's got an assist. He's 0 for 3 from the floor. He talked to me about the job that Luke Rogers is doing. He's been off to a great start so far.
Luke Rogers, 2 blocks a game last year, 9 rebounds, 6'8", 6'9". He matches up well, and we talked about it. Not all teams in Division III are going to match up well with almost 7-foot Jared Houston, but Tufts can do it well, and Luke Rogers is the guy that can handle a Jared Houston.
Allen on the left side as Tufts gets into its zone. Allen driving on Rogers. He had to pick up his dribble. That pass to Martin. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Martin lets it fly. Back rim, no good. And Rogers collects yet another rebound. He averaged 9 a game last year, and he's already got 8 tonight.
Wow, that's impressive.
Kyumjin dishes that one off. McLaren had his pocket picked by Martin, and Savage knocks it loose. Bodies on the ground. Who wants it more? Tufts recovers. Down the court is Cohen, and he's in the corner. Gets it to Savage, up and under, gets it to go. Tufts able to get a tough bucket out of that possession.
Talk about a tough bucket. Just everybody on the floor there.
O'Connor, that 3 was halfway down.
Still just tough defense everywhere around right now.
Both teams making lives hard for each other. The spin move from Cohen, he missed it. Waterhouse gets the rebound, fires a pass to DiCenzo. DiCenzo's not slowing down, and he scores! Up and in, Chad DiCenzo with the left hand.
Yes, sir. Chad DiCenzo in transition. What an and one finish from the little guy.
That's going to be on Kyumjin, his first. Brennan Morris returns for the Jumbos. McLaren will sit. About 5 minutes left in the first half with Chad DiCenzo at the line. And you were telling me, Johnny, he needed to get a couple of baskets to drop. And here he is completing the and one and tying the game at 30.
Yeah, and you love to see, especially a guy like me who's only 5'6", you love to see the smallest guy on the floor getting his buckets.
Carson Cohen brings it up for the Jumbos. DiCenzo shadowing him. Savage with a jab step. He drives right side and gets another layup. Savage has hit about 3 shots from that spot earlier in this game.
Beautiful little jab step to the hop step finish.
O'Connor gets an up and under, but he shuffled his shoes. That's a travel. He had another really good opportunity there to get another basket, but just moved his pivot foot a little too much, as James Beckwith will replace him. In the game for the first time of his career is Chris Bortz, the Alamo, California native, number 25 for the Jumbos. A few players making their collegiate debuts today for Tufts. Kyumjin rises and misses that 3, rebounded by Chad DiCenzo. He finds Allen in stride, and he shuffled his shoes as well. Another traveling violation. Everyone's dancing here at the Brown and Plofker Gymnasium.
The freshman Ben Allen just a little too quick there. Take your time. He'll learn that as he continues to grow in this Emerson Lions offense.
32-30, Emerson is trailing here on their home court by 2. Savage off a screen, rises and gets it to go. Waterhouse contested well, but a little too good there by Savage. A little too savage there.
A little too savage. Tough shot from the Savage. Leading scorer last year. And again, we talked about this. He's going to get his. Can you limit the other guys on Tufts? Can you limit their scoring?
Beckwith rises and he drains his first bucket of the game. He's got such a smooth release, James Beckwith, as
he does.
Morse rims out that one. Rebounded by the Lions. Waterhouse down the court. He goes up. Great block there, but Waterhouse gets it back. Second effort.
Waterhouse stays with it, gets blocked, yes, but he's so alert. He grabs the rebound, goes right back up with it.
This is shaping up to be a nice back and forth here as Morris gets it to Savage on the right side yet again. Carson Cohen for 3, and he gets it to go from the corner.
And it was a slow game for both offenses, but look at this.
And DiCenzo, that's yet another travel called. And DiCenzo will sit replaced quickly by McLean.
Just lost his footing. It's all right there from DiCenzo. You saw that nice and one finish. He had that jumper earlier. Love to see those buckets go down.
Well, after a slow-ish start, Eric Savage quietly now has 12 points to lead all scorers with a pair of assists as well. He's operating well from that right side. And Savage again on the right side drives and finishes again. Eric Savage with another and one opportunity.
Savage, he's their leader. He's their only senior. Man, he's going to be good this year for this Tufts team.
He's got 14 points. He's 6 of 8 shooting from the floor. And coming right back in the game is Luke Rogers, replacing Bortz. And every time Emerson seems to get close, get within a point, even tie the game, Tufts goes on a little bit of a run. They have an answer for everything as the N1 play completed.
Basketball, a game of runs, and Tufts has been the winner so far.
And Beckwith had him stumbling. James Beckwith had something to say right there as he knocks down his second shot.
Where your ankles at? Beckwith, beautiful jumper there.
Put him in stone boots. And Savage trying to go to his right hand again. McLean guarding him there. Rogers spins. And yet another traveling. I've lost count how many times a traveling violation's been called. Another turnover.
Going back to James Beckwith, you said it. He's got a quick release, and this isn't high school anymore. This is college. You're playing guys who are big, strong, fast. You need a way to have an edge up on offense. And with a quick release like that, that helps this kid.
O'Connor back on the floor. Beckwith a deep 2 wide. That one's tipped up and in by Jack O'Connor. He's got 10.
O'Connor's had a great game so far, both offense and defense.
Less than 2 minutes to go in the first half. Tufts 41, Emerson 38. Savage goes to his left hand, and he gets that to go as well. Eric Savage doing damage in the first half.
That's a bad man right there. This kid can really finish through traffic. He can do it all.
The South Brunswick product, 6'3" senior, who's gotten better every year he's been with the program, converts the and one play, and there's a good amount of Tufts fans here for the opener, and they're letting them hear it.
Yes, they are. Eric Savage, 16 points per game last year, already up to 18 tonight.
And McLean got a little too aggressive there, and he gets called for his first foul. As Cohen rebounded, the Waterhouse missed there. 90 seconds to go in the first half. And so far, I mean, this has been a turnover fest. The teams have combined for 20 turnovers. And that shot is in. Tufts is shooting 64.3% from the floor in the first half and 50% on their threes. They're 4 of 8. Emerson, meanwhile, is shooting 44.8% from the floor in the first half. Just 1 of 5 from deep, but they made all 11 of their free throws.
Well, I don't think Tufts is going to shoot 65% again in the second half. So this is pretty encouraging if you're Emerson. You're only down 7, and the team you're playing has made just about all their shots.
Beckwith driving, hanging in the air. That one's too strong. Rebounded by Thorner. And another whistle, and that's going to be a foul, I believe, on Trevor McLean. That's 2 quick fouls. Excuse me, that's going to be on Beckwith.
That's tough. That's a tough call. It's just guys trying to battle down there, trying to win a jump ball.
And now we're in the double bonus with 1:06 to go. Emerson had this game tied at one point and then back within 1, and now Tufts at the line with an opportunity to extend their lead. And that is Dylan Thorner at the line. Thorner, once again, the Irvine, California native, 6'6", playing guard. I mean, he's impressed so far in his collegiate debut, knocking down both free throws.
Absolutely. He's a guy 6'6" guard. He's going to be tough to guard, even in the NESCAC conference.
O'Connor off 1 foot, and he gets it to go. That's why he was all-conference second team last year.
So smooth. Jack O'Connor looking like Dirk.
Cohen goes up and under with the right hand. Left it short. Beckwith the rebound. Down the court, Martin tried to alley-oop it, but controls himself and missed it. Good transition defense there by Tufts.
I think there should have been a foul there. I mean, he got his defender right up in the air. And there was no call.
That may be as Kiyumjin. He drives, finds a man in the corner. Carson Cohen gives it to Thorner, and an easy right-handed layup. Coach Curley can't love that.
Yeah, Coach Curley wanted to travel, no call.
10 seconds left.
Sorry about that. Left to open lane.
Martin hangs in the air and gets that bank shot to drop. 2 seconds left in the first half. Cohen doesn't get it off in time, and the first half will end that way. Well, it is a 7-point game with 1 half in the books. Tufts 49, Emerson 42. Your thoughts, Johnny, on that first half before we go to the break?
It was slow at the beginning. I mean, the first 10 minutes, there was only 40 points between both teams. And now it's a game where Tufts is almost up to 50 points. Emerson, 42. So the game was slow at the beginning, a lot of turnovers, a lot of fouls, but now the offenses are clicking. You saw it there with Savage. You saw it there with O'Connor. 2 of the best going at it on the floor. I think it's going to be a good second half, and we're going to have to watch those 2 players battle it out at Brown and Plofker.
Well, at the end of the first half, the scoreboard reads the Tufts Jumbos 49 and the Emerson Lions 42. We'll be back shortly after this for the second half. Welcome back to the Bobby Brown and Stephen Plofker Gymnasium here in Boston, Massachusetts, where we're getting set to start the second half between the Tufts Jumbos and the Emerson Lions. Tufts leads 49-42. I'm Avi Kargloth. As with me, as usual, is good Johnny Menachia. And Johnny, a very, very interesting first half from these two teams. Give me your thoughts. What did Tufts do well? What did Emerson do well? What's got to change for the second half?
Talk about a change of pace, change of events. It started off slow, and then both teams got hot. Both teams got real hot. We saw Eric Savage. We saw Jack O'Connor. Savage with 18 for Tufts. O'Connor with 12 for Emerson. And something I'm looking at is Jared Houston. He was in foul trouble. He was getting worked by Luke Rogers down low. Can he start to be a force that we've seen him be all season? I'm looking at Jared Houston, and I hope he can do it, because I think if Jared Houston can start getting his, start locking down Luke Rogers, this could be a totally different game.
Each team has their starters on the court to start the second half, as Trevor McLean leads things off for Emerson. O'Connor with a jab step. He gets it. And a shot is good by Houston, but a traveling, and they're going to call a traveling on Jared Houston there, I believe.
That's tough, man. A little shuffle of the feet for his jump shot. Come on.
Houston has yet to score coming in to this game. Houston averaging 14 points a game, and he has been blanked so far.
I think that would have been the perfect start. And there it is. Look, see?
And a foul there by Houston. That's his third, and Luke Rogers, the man who had a heck of a first half, gets the layup in an and one opportunity, and Houston will head right to the bench less than 30 seconds into this second half.
We're looking at this matchup, and Rogers is continuing to be a force down low.
Ben Holding, who himself has 2 fouls, checks in. Rogers misses the free throw. And O'Connor goes down the court, delivers a beautiful bounce pass to Holding, and he finishes off the glass.
Benny Bucket's always reliable off the bench. Nice finish there.
Savage, who had a great first half. Rogers with a spin move and a two-handed slam. Whoa!
Rogers, oh my, spin, two-handed finish. This kid's unreal.
Luke Rogers, call him Luke Skywalker, as he's had a couple of two-handed slams, one on each rim. And the Brown and Plofker rims are going to be feeling that one all the way up until the women's game next.
The big fella is so nimble on his feet. Did you see the spin move there? Sheesh, this kid has been everywhere.
My, how things can change quickly. Houston had an open jumper, which he made. They called the traveling, then an and one opportunity 2 times in a row by Rogers, and all of a sudden it's a 10-point game. Foul is called on the court. That's going to be on Rogers, and he just got the mismatch he wanted, got the spin right around Martin, and flushed it home.
Whew, that is a beautiful move.
And the ref's got to talk out the clock.
No, it's on the rebound.
And I believe that foul was called on the rebound, and they got to determine how much time is left in the shot clock. Just over a minute into this first half, and it was a 7-point game at the break, and it has quickly extended to 10 here. Just over a minute into half number 2, and the shot clock will be reset to 20 because that foul came on a rebound.
It just shows you, Avi, how fast these teams can strike. It's already a 10-point game, and Tufts out early.
O'Connor backing down Kiyumjin. Entry pass to Holding, gives him a ball fake. He goes up, and I think that might have been blocked by Rogers. And Savage comes the other way for the Jumbos. Entry pass to Rogers, up and under, left-hand layup. It's clear where Tufts is going and beating Emerson right now.
There has been no answer for Luke Rogers, and he is hot in this second half. Try to get him into foul trouble. That's the only thing you can do right now.
McLean, the floater, banks it in. They needed that one to go down badly.
McLean looking for a foul. He just got hit in the face.
Kiyumjin gets his own miss after a 3. Rogers He has that shot blocked. Holding said, get that out of here. And the Lions keep it in bounds. Here comes Martin down the lane with the left hand short.
I love that aggressiveness by Ben Holding, though.
Kyumjin on the right wing for three. The lefty missed it. But the ball ends up in the hands of Eric Savage, and he gets 2 easy points.
Well, that'll just show you 2 guys went to go box out Luke Rogers and just left the Tufts player open down low. That's how much of a presence this guy is out there.
Martin with a drive, left hand. That one is short. Back the other way. Go the Jumbos, and again is Rogers out of nowhere. Jack O'Connor. Whoa.
Big block by O'Connor. Look at the athleticism. He just flew through the air and denied Rogers.
That is called effort there, ladies and gentlemen. The senior from Newport, Rhode Island, coming out of nowhere. That looked like 2 more points for Rogers, and that gave a little bit of jolt of surprise there for the Tufts supporters in the building.
Mark Jackson said it last night on Celtics Warriors. Effort is going to keep you in games. It might not win it, but it's going to keep you in games.
McLean, wild shot, doesn't get the whistle. James Beckwith back in the game for Martin. Morris pulls back for 3, rushed it. A one-handed rebound by Martin, and a foul's called on Tufts, and I believe that's Kyumjin that went down awkwardly.
He looks really hurt there.
And the foul is going to be called on him. And they're going to get Tyler Aronson ready.
Replay there, it looked like.
Certainly nothing intentional there. And
I think he landed on O'Connor's foot.
that's his left foot, left leg area. As we have a brief stoppage in play here, and Aronson will come into the game to replace him. And Justin Kyumjin, the 6-foot guard junior from La Canada, Florida, as he gets a nice ovation as he heads to the bench. And head coach Bob Sheldon giving him a word of encouragement, and we will resume play.
Well, you wish the best for the junior there. Didn't look pretty. He looks like he's really shaken up there, but wish him the best.
And the season opener, too, for the Jumbos. And we hope he gets better soon, as Aronson is on the court. Oppenheim in the game as well for the Jumbos. Entry pass to Beckwith from O'Connor. Wild shot is missed at the rim. Morris with a good bounce pass. Aronson patiently moves out. Cohen on the outside. Morris an open 3. No, he shot a lot of 3s tonight. Hasn't got one to go in a while.
Sorry, Avi. Beautiful play called there by Tufts to get a shooter wide open.
Morris rebounds O'Connor's 3. McLean with a steal. Gives it to Waterhouse. Pump fakes. Shoots. And gets it to go. A 3-pointer. Nothing with the bottom for Zach Waterhouse.
All money from Waterhouse in the corner. So calm. So collected. Shot fake. 1 dribble. Back up. 3 is good.
And that pass is going to be thrown to nobody. Turnover, Emerson ball. And Savage tried to get it before it went out. Unsuccessful in doing so. And Morris will sit. Dylan Thorner comes in, and head coach Sheldon likes to rotate in fresh legs often.
Yeah, he does, and he's got plenty of bodies, plenty of height on this team. They match up well with the Lions. This is a good squad.
O'Connor inside. Houston couldn't get it to go as Tufts was looking for a travel call. Savage down the lane. He dribbled off his foot. Good defense there by O'Connor. And O'Connor had something to say to him there.
Little chirp, 2 of the best going at it right now. O'Connor, Savage, and I love that from Jack O'Connor, senior from Newport, Rhode Island.
Johnny, you think Savage thought back to O'Connor's chase down block on Rogers earlier?
It could be, Avi.
Waterhouse, that 3 rims out, try to get another one to fall. Cohen brings it up. About 5 minutes into the second half, Tufts leads by 9. Aronson steps into a three. That one's short. Gets his own miss. And the layup is no good. And Houston gets called for another foul. That's 4 on Jared Houston. He thought he went straight up.
I really think he went straight up. I did not see a foul there. But hey, that's not my job, right?
And at the line is Tyler Aronson, who scores his first point of the game there. DiCenzo and Martin will replace McLean, and Jared Houston. Will Brady replaces Carson Cohen for the Jumbos. And Tufts, man, I mean, they have come in here and really taken the crowd out of this. Hasn't really been a big run for the Lions so far in this game.
But Avi, it's a game of runs, and Emerson is going to get a run. They just got to make sure when they got that run, they got to be alert. They got to be on their toes, on their feet.
Max Oppenheim gets subbed out for Casey McLaren. O'Connor, he shoots, no good. Rebound tip, DiCenzo ends up with it. And Martin driving to the basket with the right hand and gets it up and in off the glass. Nate Martin makes something out of nothing.
Sorry about that, Avi, but that's Chad DiCenzo working hard to get another possession.
Martin picks his pocket again. Martin, and he's fouled. Nate Martin is like an Energizer bunny, Johnny. He is just everywhere you want him to be on defense. He's had a couple of steals in this game so far.
Talk about strides from last year. Comes in as a freshman, averages right around 4 or 5 points off the bench, and he has exploded to start this season.
He had 20 points in the season opener, paced all players in scoring. He's got 8 tonight, and he misses the first free throw and makes the second. That was Emerson's first free throw miss of the ball game.
I mean, he's averaging 18 points per game. Talk about just a giant stride. He's so confident out there, and you can see it.
Aronson drives. He lost it. Martin was going for the ball, and he got fouled. Nate Martin, it's not a coincidence that he's in the right place at the right time consistently. If there's a loose ball, expect to find number 5 there.
Look, he's been aggressive on offense. He's been aggressive on defense, and it's turning out well for the Lions as they try to make a run here. It's 4-0 run so far. What can they add to it?
60-52. Beckwith in the game. Waterhouse driving on Savage, gets in too deep and scores. Zach Waterhouse again.
Here come the Lions, Avi.
Like you said, it's a game of runs, and here comes Thorner. Back out to Savage. And Tufts will reset their offense. Here comes Brady. Savage with the right hand, banks it up and in. Eric Savage is making his living off those right-handed layups.
Savage, beautiful take, hard take. That is not an easy finish.
Waterhouse will drive now. He has it poked away. DiCenzo controls now. Interior pass, O'Connor. And he has it blocked by McLaren, but a foul.
Got him early with the hand, I think.
That's going to be on McLaren, his second. In terms of foul trouble, not a lot for the Jumbos. McLaren and Rogers each have 2, and Aronson has 3. And O'Connor, his first miss from the free throw line today. Savage exits, Cohen returns. And Rogers was trying to check into the game for the Jumbos, but came a little too late. O'Connor knocks down the second, and now Rogers will make his entrance into the game, replacing McLaren.
O'Connor was 6 of 6 before that missed free throw.
Excuse me, he's coming in for Aronson. And now Beckwith, he sits as well. It's a chess match right now with all these players coming in and out. Holding comes onto the court for the Lions.
It's fresh legs and matchups right now. That's all it is.
McLaren will drive, and it's rejected. Ben Holding get that weak stuff out of here as he has, I believe, his second block of the game.
Benny Buckets on the defensive end has been really a force tonight. He's kind of limited Luke Rogers down there.
And Curley had something to say there to Holding on that inbound play. Brady backs it out. Cohen has it, 10 seconds on the shot clock. They're entering it to Rogers, double team there, and he still scored it. O'Connor came to help, but it was too late.
Can't guard me, Luke Rogers says. You cannot guard me.
He's got 16 points in this game, and that shot is short. And it'll go out of bounds, Tufts ball. And head coach Bob Sheldon wants time. 12:49 to go in the second half. And Tufts leads by 9. What have they done well in the second half so far?
Well, I mean, look, they've found their big fella, Luke Rogers, and he has not disappointed. And if it's not Luke Rogers, it's Eric Savage going down and finishing a tough contested layup on the right side. But we just saw Emerson create a little run there, create some steals, get in the passing lanes. I think they're going to continue to be aggressive on defense. Yes, Houston has 4 fouls. Yes, Ben Holding has 3. But this team is going to continue to be aggressive because when they're on the fast break, that's when Emerson is best. Running, in transition, finding open shooters. I don't think this game's over yet.
Speaking of open shooters, Emerson's only put up 8 3-point attempts. They've made just 2 of them. So is that something we should see hopefully down the stretch if Emerson's going to try to get back into it?
I mean, look, the drive and kick is there because, you know, it's predictable right now that if we drive, we're going to meet Luke Rogers at the rim. But I don't think you have to rush 3-point attempts right now, Avi.
Brady from the right wing with a shot clock winding down. That's rebounded by McLaren, and his putback was too strong. I think he got a little too excited there. Down the court is DiCenzo. Has his jump shot blocked by Rogers. Ball ends up in the hands of DiCenzo again. What a rejection there by Rogers, but Emerson retains possession.
Love it. I mean, you block, you get another steal.
Martin by himself. That was halfway down. Holding resets with a good offensive rebound.
Shot clock error, I believe.
And the referee signaling that was his mistake. The shot clock was reset back to 20. It's supposed to be reset to 20 on the offensive rebound. That was an inadvertent whistle, and that will allow Tufts to make a couple of switches. Thorner and McLaren will sit. Savage and Morris check back in the game.
You said it. Bob Sheldon, head coach, does not hesitate to make a sub.
He's been doing this for a long time, and he knows his team. And Martin gets it to Ben Holding, who knocks it down. Benny Buckets puts one in for the Lions.
Holding's been a nice spark off the bench tonight, along with DiCenzo.
And a palming violation is called on Morris. That's a turnover, and Emerson gets it back. It's still a 7-point game. There's still 11 and a half minutes to go.
Hanging around with a tough NESCAC squad. I love it.
Curley giving DiCenzo some instruction. Holding hands it off to Martin. Martin finds DiCenzo in the corner for 3. They needed that one. Rebound tip to Savage. A fast break opportunity there for the Jumbos. Rogers, he was fouled. And he will go to the line for 2.
It's a good foul. I mean, you got to make him earn it, right? 3v1. O'Connor the only one back. Hard foul. Make him earn 2 at the charity strike.
Third foul on Jack O'Connor, as Luke Rogers will go to the free throw line where he is 2 for 4 this afternoon. And no good on that shot. DiCenzo and Waterhouse will sit. Trevor McLean and James Beckwith check in.
Talk about the crowd, though. It's really filled in since we started up.
Right after this game here on Emerson Channel Sports, we've got visiting WPI in the building for the home opener for the Emerson women's team. They've been playing well as of the last couple of seasons. Senior Natalie Clydesdale in her final campaign with the team. That'll be exciting to watch.
Tough, great game the other night here against Gordon. Overtime match, duel. I think this team's going to come back after a tough loss.
So stay tuned for that as Holding misses that shot at the rim. Cohen guarded by Trevor McLean. Brady had an open look, now shoots and fires, and he knocks it down. Will Brady, that's his first bucket of the game for Tufts, and that was a big shot.
That's a shooter that knows how to get open.
And again, they're trying to stay around as Nate Martin, cool, calm, and collected, knocks down a deep two. He's got 11.
They're not going to let them go away with this game.
A three from the other wing. And that is a shot is up and in from Brennan Morris, and a timeout by Bill Curley. 71-59, the lead has ballooned to 12. I mean, a shot on the right wing from Will Brady, and then a shot from the left wing by Brennan Morris. They're knocking down threes while Emerson isn't.
I think you need this timeout. Tufts continuing to execute their offense right now. 3 back-to-back possessions for Tufts. Emerson got a good look there from Martin. Got a good look earlier from Ben Holding. So their offense isn't stalled either. However, I think right now Emerson needs to continue to get down low, get to the rack, draw fouls, because they need to stretch this game out. They need to make Tufts not feel like they're continuing to get chances. They need to slow the game out, continue to go down low, draw fouls, and I think that's the way they're going to stick around in this game.
Well, Johnny, you said earlier they weren't going to shoot as well as they have been earlier, but they're still shooting 58.7% from the floor, and they've made 6 of their 14 threes. They haven't been the best at the free throw line so far, but from the floor, Tufts is getting what they want.
I mean, that comes from Luke Rogers. So much attention is drawn to him. It gets other guys open looks, and Tufts is a team that's going to knock down open looks.
Eric Savage, he still has 21 points to lead Tufts, but he's only scored 4 here in the second half. Luke Rogers, he's got a double-double already with 17 points and 10 boards. He's 7 of 10 from the floor. Only 3 of 6 from the free throw line. So if this game gets closer, that will definitely be something to pay attention to.
Savage, Rogers, 16 from 21 from the field. I mean, these guys are not missing.
Yeah, and Savage is 9 of 11. Martin, no good. O'Connor tried to tap it back in, unsuccessful in doing so. And a push by Brennan Morris. Nate Martin draws the offensive foul. And that's going to be 2 fouls on Morris. He's got 10 points and 8 rebounds, but a bit too aggressive there in transition.
Not a smart foul from Brennan Morris. You're on the fast break, and you just give a shove to Nate Martin to give Emerson another possession.
A 3 from Martin, no good. Rebounded yet again, that's Luke Rogers, his 11th board of the game.
Martin hesitated there. I don't think he had to. He should have just shot it right away. I think he's going to knock that down.
Cohen resets, 15 seconds on the shot clock. He drives, no good, but a whistle.
Screen and roll, easiest play in basketball, and it got Tufts a foul there.
Nate Martin picks up his second foul as James Beckwith gets some encouragement from his head coach, Bill Curley. Less than 10 minutes to go, 9:24 showing in this one as Cohen hits the first.
Cohen's been good, 12 points tonight. Starter for this tough team.
Jared Houston replaces James Beckwith. Houston has struggled so far today. He's 0 for 4. He has yet to score. He has yet to grab a rebound. He has 1 assist, and he's picked up 4 personal fouls. And Cohen hits both.
Coming off 2 good games. Houston, yes, he's struggling, but I still think he's going to find value at the end of this game here.
Entry pass to Waterhouse, guarded by Brady. In the paint, Zach Waterhouse gets it to go. He's quietly put up a nice scoring effort.
Coach Sheldon wanted to carry there. I think he might have been right, but Waterhouse connects on a tough fadeaway jumper.
Brady left open for 3. That was almost a mistake. A foul on the floor is called, though. And that's going to be on O'Connor. He had grabbed the rebound, but that's going to be Jack O'Connor's 4th foul. So Jared Houston and Jack O'Connor with 4 fouls apiece. Curley will get Ben Allen in the game to replace O'Connor, who is not a fan of the call. 8:54 showing on the clock. Tufts up by 12, and where are you going to get offense from, Johnny? O'Connor on the bench with 4 fouls. Houston has yet to score. Where is Emerson as they get a stop there? Where are they going to get points from?
It's Martin, it's Waterhouse. Got to find open looks for these guys.
Waterhouse entry pass to Houston. Almost dragged his pivot foot. McLean on the baseline. Short shot is up and in. Trevor McLean, that's a big shot for him. He's got 6.
Or it could be McLean. If McLean's going to knock that shot down, let's let him shoot it.
Handoff right there by Ronson, no good. Tap is no good there from Carson Cohen.
Huge possession right here for the Lions. Can you make something happen?
And off the ball shove on Luke Rogers as he fouls Jared Houston. And they were trying to get it to Houston earlier. Entry pass in the middle to McLean, and he was able to get free for a big 2.
And here it is. You're going to have 2 shots. Clock stopped. This is how you're going to extend this game.
8:10 remaining. Still plenty of time left as Rogers will head to the bench. That's 3 fouls on him. Jared Houston is finally on the scoreboard as he hits his first free throw.
And now Jared has a more favorable matchup. Luke Rogers out of the game.
Still, though, 4 fouls on Houston, 1 more, and he will be disqualified for the rest of the game, as it will be Oppenheim who will guard him for the Jumbos.
I don't think he's worried about that. I think he's going to play as aggressive as he has been all game, and he's going to try to disrupt this Tufts offense.
Ronson, no good. First rebound of the game from Houston. And McLean, Martin inside, Jared Houston. With the right hand, he gets it to go! Jared Houston coming alive here in the second half.
I told you, man. I told you. He's going to provide value here with the last 7.5 minutes.
And this is that chess match we were talking about, Johnny. Getting him on the court while Rogers is off. That's an opportunity right there for Houston to get some points, and he completes the N1.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is a favorable matchup for him. I don't think Oppenheim is quick enough to guard Jared Houston, and we're going to see it here.
Tufts, their 12-point lead has been cut in half. Cohen gets it right back.
That is a tough bucket, man. Hand right in his face, buries a pull-up.
Tufts continues to shoot well from the floor, shooting 56% from the field. They're going to Houston again. And he will score and wave off the basket. He traveled. A lot fewer travel calls here in the second half.
I think most of the fans wanted a foul there first before the travel. No call there, though.
Ronson, shadowed by Waterhouse, gets a screen up top from Savage. Cohen drives baseline. In the corner is Morris. That's a 3. And Tufts continues to have the answer for Emerson in this game.
Emerson doesn't go away, but Tufts continues to attempt to pull away.
Entry pass Houston. On an island, guarded by Oppenheim. He rises. Bank shot, no good. Good defense there by the big man from Tufts, and a 3 the other way by the Jumbos. Houston wrestling for it, and a jump ball is called. It will stay Jumbo's ball with about 6.5 minutes remaining.
6.5 to go, down 11. Gotta limit second chance points here.
.15 seconds on the shot clock for Tufts. Cohen guarded by McLean. Handoff, here's Savage on the drive. And he puts it in. Eric Savage, he's had quite the ball game. He has been the leading scorer in this one, and a whistle and a timeout is called by head coach Bill Curley.
It seems like every time that Tufts needs a bucket, they go to Savage. They go to Savage, and he has delivered. I mean, this kid has missed 2 shots, and he's got 24 points.
80-67, the scoreboard reads. 6:11 remaining in this one. Tufts continues to shoot well from the floor. They're shooting 56.6% overall. They're shooting 7 of 16 from deep. What does Emerson need to do? They're getting their open looks, and they're knocking them down. How are they going to be able to get in their way? What does Curley need to change?
I mean, it's been tough. You have a senior leader in Eric Savage who's going to continue to make tough buckets. You've got a guy down low in Luke Rogers who just draws tons of attention as you see him back in the game now. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to limit these buckets for these Tufts players. But I think the only way to try is to be aggressive. Continue to have good hands.
Houston fires a pass to Martin. He pulls back on a deep 2. Nate Martin once again with a big bucket for the Lions. Cohen, Savage, Morris, Aronson, and Rogers, the lineup for the Jumbos. Rogers with 15 seconds on the shot clock, and he's guarded by Houston. A foul is called. Coach Curley thought he should have been called for a travel there, and that is going to be 5 fouls on Jared Houston, and that will be it for him.
I think he traveled. I think he traveled before that.
They called a foul, though, on Houston. That's his 5th. Jared Houston will finish with 4 points. He was 1 of 6, 2 of 3 from the line. He had a rebound and 3 assists. And James Beckwith will replace him with 5:35 to go. That's a tough foul there for Emerson.
It's a tough night for the sophomore, the big fella, but I think he's going to get a lot more favorable matchups come this season.
Rogers good on the first. And Chad DiCenzo will replace Trevor McLean. And Dylan Thorner will look to check in next dead ball, possibly for Rogers. And what can you say about the job that Luke Rogers has done as he gets the second free throw to drop as well? He will take a seat, a walking double-double. He'll be a problem for teams this season.
This kid is going to be a real problem. I mean, he was a problem last year, averaging 9 points, 2 blocks a game, 6'8", 6'9", big wingspan, and I think he's going to continue to have favorable matchups, just as Jared Houston will.
O'Connor with a fadeaway, and none of the Tufts faithful like that non-call. Thought he pushed off. Savage working on DiCenzo. Gets a screen. Cohen. Aronson step back. Thought about a 3. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Left-handed drive from Cohen. Dishes it out. 5 seconds to shoot. Aronson hangs in the air and knocks it down late in the shot clock.
I mean, that's about as good a defense as you can play on this Tufts team, and they still find a way to make a tough bucket.
Waterhouse drives on Cohen, lays it up and in, count it, and 1. A big and 1 opportunity from Zach Waterhouse. And now time might start to play a bit of a factor, Johnny, with 4:45 remaining.
Absolutely, but that's still tough bucket there from Waterhouse.
O'Connor will be subbed out and replaced by Ben Allen. And Waterhouse, who's got 15 points, misses the free throw. His first free throw attempt of the game. He's 7 of 11. He shot the ball well. Savage has shot the ball well, too. Eric Savage, he has been efficient and he has been potent.
Eric Savage is auto.
Waterhouse comes up empty on that trip. Morris attacks Beckwith. And a foul. Zach Waterhouse, he's been 7 for 11 today. A huge and 1 shot there, but he wasn't able to hit the free throw, and back the other way comes Tufts, and again, they've had an answer every time that Emerson's pushed back.
It's good coaching. That's all this is.
So here's Brennan Morris, who rolls home the first. O'Connor comes back in for Ben Allen with 4:23 to go. O'Connor has been held to 15 points on 4 of 11 shooting. He's 0 of 3 from deep, 7 of 8 from the free throw line. He's got 7 boards as well, but 4 fouls.
This is such a disciplined team. You watch, they were late on the shot clock last possession, and they still found a way to get a good shot.
And that is a push and a foul on O'Connor. That's going to be 5 fouls on Jack O'Connor. And Coach Curley is running out of options here.
Tough night for O'Connor as well. Provided 15 big points, but again, those big fellas were just no match for Emerson.
And speaking of big fellas, Luke Rogers will check back in the game, replacing Dylan Thorner. 88-73. This is the first game of the season for the Tufts Jumbos. Eric Savage with 25 points in this one. At the line, looking for more. And, I mean, John, you were telling me there was no way Tufts could shoot this well the whole game, and yet here they are with about 4 minutes left, shooting 58% from the floor.
I mean, they proved me wrong. I mean, this is a team that knocks down open looks, knocks down tough buckets. They get anything they want.
And Martin shuffled his shoes. That's a traveling violation. And Curley will call timeout for Emerson. Head coach Sheldon for the Jumbos loving it. This is now the biggest lead of the game for either team. Really tough. Tufts has led this game wire to wire. Emerson came back at one point to tie it, and then came back again once Tufts retook the lead to make it a 1-point game. And now it's a -17 for the home Lions squad.
Seesaw match back and forth. Emerson makes a little run. Tufts doesn't give it up. Emerson makes another little run. Tufts does not give it up. And again, it comes down to this is a disciplined Tufts squad. It really is. They never get nervous. They never get nervous. They always get the right shot that they want on offense. And this is a team that's going to be a problem, I think, when you've got Luke Rogers playing like this and Eric Savage, who almost has a 30 spot on the Lions.
Tufts last year, they finished with a 12-14 record, a 4-6 NESCAC record. NESCAC standing for the New England Small College Athletic Conference. They had 4 nationally ranked teams in the conference last year. They made the conference tournament as the 8th seed, which is the last seed. Only 8 teams in the conference make the tournament. They made it as the last seed. They beat top-seeded Middlebury in their place, and then they lost in the semifinals to the 2nd seed Hamilton at their place. They only lost that game by 5. This is a team that had a nice playoff run last year, and they're off to a good start in this season.
That 12-14 record doesn't do this team justice. It really doesn't. This is a team that plays a lot of tough opponents every night in the NESCAC, and this is a good team that's going to take advantage of, a new max squad.
Morris has his shot blocked by Holding, and another foul. That's on Holding.
A lot of fouls in this game for both teams, Avi.
And that's 4 fouls now on Ben Holding, as associate head coach Jack Barrett is updating head coach Bill Curley on their foul status. As Morris knocks down the first. 3:51 remaining in this one. And Brennan Morris knocks down the second. Morris, we haven't talked about him a lot, but he's had a good game as well. He's got a double-double, 17 points, 11 boards. He's made 3 of his 5 threes.
I mean, he's been outshadowed by a couple other huge performances by Savage and Rogers, but he's been great. Carson Cohen's been great. I mean, this team has a lot of depth.
A turnover there from Holding as the Lions apply some pressure here. Under 3.5 minutes remaining. Tufts up by 19. And here's Cohen. Entry pass to Rogers. Easy left-handed layup. That is Luke Rogers with another left-handed layup. And another easy basket for the big man. Beckwith, no good. Rebounded by Savage.
This game might go down to, say, maybe 20, 25-point victory for Tufts, but the scoreboard doesn't affect how the game went at all, Avi.
Another three-pointer right there from Brennan Morris. And with under 3 minutes to go, as Waterhouse misses a three in response, this is a big lesson can be learned from this game, Johnny, as Tufts was able to shoot well pretty much the entire game. Morris again, that one rattled out.
Well, it's been year after year. Tufts has got the better of Emerson in this matchup, and it's going to continue tonight. Excuse me, today. It's at 2 p.m.
And head coach Sheldon will call for time. A couple of substitutions will likely be coming. 2:15 remaining, 97-75. This game, it got away a little bit. Emerson was kind of hanging around. They were doing some good things in that first half, but second half, Tufts was really able to pull away. Foul trouble got to the Lions. O'Connor, he ended up fouling out with over 4 minutes to go, and Jared Houston was neutralized basically from the start.
Yeah, Houston had a rough game tonight, but we said it coming in. Houston was going to have a tough matchup with Luke Rogers and Oppenheim, the two big fellas that match up well. Again, though, Avi, I don't think this scoreboard reflects how this game went. I don't at all. Emerson fought for a while, and in the end, the better team just went away with the game.
Steven Fabrizio and Jack Healy check in for the first time as Coach Bill Curley will start to empty his bench. In the game for the first time is freshman guard Theo Henry for Tufts as Aronson gets it to go. Another collegiate debut here for the Jumbos. Also back in the game is Chris Bortz. Healy gets open for three and he knocked it down. Jack Healy with a big shot.
Jack Healy always so efficient from three. When he's open, he's going to knock it down.
The New York City native getting some late action in this one. And a dribble drive, and a foul is called. That's Theo Henry who will go to the line. A foul called there by Chad DiCenzo.
Going back to Jack Healy, I love the energy he always brings. He's always communicating. He's a high energy guy, and 3-and-D, really.
Henry scoring his first collegiate points. Luke Hosazawa checks in for the Lions as DiCenzo will take a seat. McLaren and Bortz, Aronson, they all take a seat for the Jumbos. A few players coming in for Tufts. Kieran Kindig checking in for the first time. Emmett Stein checking in for the first time for Tufts. And Henry able to get both free throws to go. 101-78 as Tufts is over the century mark. And Beckwith fouled on the drive. And going forward, Johnny, Emerson, they've got a couple more games before Thanksgiving. They've got a game in a couple of days at Brandeis. They've got a game November 21st at Hartford in Connecticut. That's an 11 a.m. game.
And that's a Division I program, so that'll be, as much as a test this game was against Tufts, that's going to be quite a test.
And then on November 26th, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, they're going at Pine Manor before they start their December slate of games.
Yeah, 3 games on the road. 3 tough games on the road, really. So it's going to be an interesting little road trip for Emerson. And we'll see how they fare against some of those out-of-conference teams.
The freshman center, Jason Taylor, number 31, he's in the game for the first time. The 6'10 San Diego native making his collegiate debut.
Good job, Jason.
Beckwith rises. Too strong. Fabrizio taps it around. And Taylor snags the board. Under a minute to go in this one. And that pass is stolen. Healy comes up with it. Allen finds Fabrizio with an up and under. A nice layup from Steven Fabrizio.
Nice tough finish there from the freshman, Fabrizio. And what a last name. I like that last name, Fabrizio.
Duxbury, Massachusetts native. In his first season with the program. Stein dribbling it out. Entry pass to Taylor, who backs down Fabrizio. Right-handed hook, no good. Rebounded by Theo Henry. And an exclamation point on a thorough victory for the Tufts Jumbos. Shot clock turned off. Fabrizio, a deep two, rebounded by Henry. And they will dribble out the clock. A thorough wire-to-wire victory from the Tufts Jumbos as they come into the Brown and Plofker gym and hand the Emerson Lions their first loss of the season, 103-82.
What a game. I mean, what a game that Tufts put on. Really an offensive clinic that this team showed. And it comes from Luke Rogers and Eric Savage. These guys hit just about every shot that they were given. And they're older guys, junior, senior. They've been in this position before. You said it. They knocked off the #1 NESCAC team last year in Middlebury. And this is a team that is going to cause a lot of teams a lot of trouble.
This is an Emerson team that scored 99 points in each of their first two games. They were held to 82 in this game. Talk about what Emerson did not do or what Tufts did do that was so effective.
I think it was just what Tufts did do. I mean, I think Emerson got some good looks. They didn't shoot it well from three, and they didn't. You were talking about it. You thought they didn't shoot enough threes. I'm not sure if that might be the case, but I think it was what Tufts did today. I mean, big, strong guys able to put a body on Jared Houston, Jack O'Connor, put him in foul trouble, and really limited this offense to, tough buckets. But again, I think what we saw from Coach Bob Sheldon and the Tough Jumbos here was something that, I mean, you had to witness.
So a tough loss at home, a 21-point win as the Tufts Jumbos come into the Brown and Plofker gym and hand the Emerson Lions their first loss of the season. Coming up on Emerson Channel Sports, we've got WPI in the building for a new mat clash with the Emerson Lions. The women's teams will get set and warm up shortly. But for now, I'm Avi Kargloth alongside Johnny Menachia. Final score from the Brown and Plofker gym, Tufts 103, Emerson 82.